Welcome to like a Doll's Eye statue reviews, and I've got here the Iron Studios 1/4 scale Indiana Jones. So this piece was announced, I think, about a year ago, and the production photos. A lot of people had some problems with the production photos. I thought it looked really good, and I thought the head sculpt was good. That was what most people didn't like, was the head sculpt. I thought it looked like a pretty good Harrison Ford. Unfortunately, what I got is apparently what everybody else saw. The statue itself, let me just start off right off the bat, is pretty good. I like the statue overall, but the big problem is the head sculpt. Okay, so we'll get to that. Let's just start with the base, which is one of my favorite parts about this. Okay, so first off, the cup, the stones, and the Staff of Ra medallion, Shankara stones, oh my goodness, and the Holy Grail, of course. I couldn't think. And we got a little Indiana Jones gun there. That's from the original premium format. I just added those, but everything else is the original base. And this is I think just a great base. It's, seen from the little walls that spit out the poison darts and everything else. Of course, you have the idol there. Really good job with the base. I've heard a few complaints about people don't like the moss effect and everything else. I like it. No complaints there at all. I like the base. I think it's a very attractive base. It's eye-catching. I usually don't care about bases. I really like this base. This base makes me think of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and simple as that. And I add the other stuff, and I get a very Indiana Jones feel to this, so I like it. The paint apps and things, like, here you can see the boots. Boots look good, well sculpted. The pants look a little lighter on the video, but the pants are sculpted well and painted well. Not as good as the boots, I don't think, but still done really well. You've got his satchel there on the side, looks good, painted well. I've heard people say that his gun holster's a little too big. I'm sure, I don't know. Belts look good. Everything looks good. And then we come up here, and I love the jacket. Looks exceptional. It looks like real leather. It flows real well. This is fully sculpted. It looks like a little mini leather jacket, especially over here. I mean, the way it flows looks like there's some wires in there, and you set it up like that. So that jacket paint looks great. The hands are separate. You take the hands off, you put them on, it comes in out of the box. You do that. Again, the jacket. But then we get to the head sculpt. This was one of the great disappointments of my collecting life. So, like I said, if you go back and you look at Iron Studios photos, it looked like Harrison Ford. I don't care. This is just not Harrison Ford. I don't know who the hell it is. Is it Indiana Smith? Maybe. Is it Harrison Ford's stunt double? I don't know, but it's not Harrison Ford. Now, in person, what's kind of funny about this statue is that if you look at it long enough, your brain starts fooling you, and you start seeing Harrison Ford. It's kind of funny. Because there's enough things on here that are very Harrison Ford-like. You got his smile lines, his crooked bent nose, his lips and stuff like that. All a little bit of Harrison Ford. But then you'll walk away from it, and you'll come back and you'll go, who the hell is that? And it's just funny how that happens. Like, the first night I got it, I was so disappointed. And I was looking at him like, I was looking at it going, actually, I kind of like this. It's kind of nice. It looks like Harrison Ford. I don't know what, I think it kind of looks like. It's not perfect. It's not as good as Sideshow's Temple of Doom or Raiders of the Lost Ark premium format, but you know what? It's good enough. I think I like it. And then I went to bed, woke up the next morning, and much like somebody might hook up with some girl in a bar when they've had too much to drink and wake up the next morning and really have some major regret. That's kind of how it feels. You take off the drunk goggles and there it is. It's not as nice of a piece as you originally thought. So I was just so frustrated, and actually packed it up and was getting ready to send it back and everything else. Of course, Iron Studios has not done a good job. They have a 30-day return guarantee. They have not done a good job of getting back in touch with me, which is a little disappointing. I bought a few things from Iron Studios. I've always been happy. It's the first time I've asked for a rebate. They got back to me really quick when I talked about canceling this order. I had to pay for some car repairs. I was like, I don't really need another Indiana Jones. And I reached out to them. They got back to me quick, but boy, they are taking their time when it comes to a return. So, and I've messaged them twice. Anyway, maybe they know the trick is if you have it long enough, he starts looking like Harrison Ford to you. I don't know. So, just going on beyond this, the hat sculpt could be better. I'm not in love with his fedora. This hand has some bad paint also. You can see that it looks like it's all just a big blob messed together. If you hold it up to in person, if you hold it up to yourself, it doesn't look as bad. It looks awful on here. And it kind of looks awful from afar, just like that. So I can't say anything more about that. Now, the highlight of the piece is the whip. I love the whip. And not only do I love the whip, one of the reasons I love the whip is when you first take it out, I didn't realize this. It's made out of a bendable material. And when I first took it out, it was just very straight and went directly in towards his back. And I was truly hating the piece then. Couldn't even see his whip. So it was like, I don't know. I was hating on this piece. I thought it was a joke of a piece. And then I found out, actually I just started messing with it. I was like, can you kind of bend the thing? And sure enough, I was able to bend it and put it into a pretty nice looking pose. And ultimately, that's what ends up making me kind of like it. I like the rest of the statue. I like everything about it. Love the bullwhip, like the pose. Not the best pose in the world, but that bullwhip sure helps sell it. And everything else about it is really just kind of top notch. I just kind of to quickly show you his back also, there's the back. I mean, that looks good. I mean, I really like everything else about it, but this head sculpt, man. And on video, it probably looks every bit as bad as it should. I mean, again, I kind of fool myself. Can it be saved with a repaint? I don't know. I think part of the problem is his face is too long. I mean, I've done things like kind of like covering up like part of his face, and I like trying to see, does it look more like Ford if I kind of cover up parts of it? And sometimes I think yes, but then again, I think it's just my mind fooling with me. So I would say the Ford likeness is out of 10. 3, 4, maybe, if I'm being generous, a 5. I can't think if Raiders of the Lost Ark premium format is like a 8.5, and my Temple of Doom is like a 9.5 as far as likeness, because they both have my Temple of Doom has great paint apps. The Raiders of the Lost Ark one probably looks a little more like them, but not as good paint apps. So it's hard to say. But let's call them both a 9. If they're both 9s, then this is a 4. So I think that's just where I got to go with it. Except if you stare at it for a while, then somehow it raises up slowly but surely to a 6. So I don't know, but I don't hate the piece. I don't hate it. I've thought about trying to sell it on eBay. I've actually taken it down. I think about keeping it every once in a while. I'm still waiting to hear from Iron Studios. Man, I am going to take a hit on the NRD and the shipping cost to get it back there. So I just may keep it because I like everything else about it. It's fairly iconic looking, except for that head sculpt. And maybe if I send it to somebody with some good paint skills, and there's someone I know that does these sort of things. He's backed up though, but he said maybe when he gets he's not so backed up with commissions, he can do something about it. But I think part of the problem is just his kind of looking up in the air, though it looks worse how much he's looking up in the air on video. His nose is too long. The bridge of his nose here, just too long. See if I can cover that up. Just a little too long. And I don't think his face is wide enough. I think it needs to be a little fuller. so his face looks too long. I think it sometimes, there are some pictures I've taken, he looks like Ross Geller. Looks just like David Schwimmer. But if this had the head sculpt that I thought I was going to get, I'd give this piece an 8.5, maybe even, and that's just because I think the pose can look a little awkward from some angles, mostly because of the back foot. I don't know. But if it had the head sculpt I loved and the pose is a little more natural in some way, I'd give it a 10 out of 10 because I love everything else about it. I love the coat. I love it looks iconic. I really got no other complaints. I like, that's saying something about the quality of a statue when I can kind of look past how not perfect the face sculpt is and think about keeping it because I love everything else about it. And I may keep it and get a repaint. I don't know. I may keep it and not get a repaint because I can stare at it long enough and enjoy it, or at least enjoy it. There's enough Fordisms in this face sculpt that I can fool myself into thinking it looks like Harrison Ford. I wish he was looking a little more straight on. I wish the hat was a little better. That would probably help a little bit if it really looked like the fedora Indy was wearing. But everything else about it, no complaints. I like it. Love that base. I think the base is just such a highlight. The rocks and everything, they look great. They just look absolutely fantastic. I love how that looks. And you can see here, they stand it on, this is what triggers the darts and everything else. So, love everything about it. Just that face sculpt. And that's disappointing, but I don't despise the head sculpt. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day.